How important was this story for finding Forrest Fenn's final resting place where the treasure was located? Paramount. Forrest talked about taking all the punctuation marks out. Going out to look for Lois and Clark. He was quick to take the hint. There were many clues sprinkled throughout the stories, but only a few hints. The first stanza is the first clue. The hint of riches new and old was pinpointed with an X at Palisades Sill, Cimarron Canyon. So the hint of Lois and Clark was changing Lois to Lois, and this takes on a whole new meaning. Looking for Lois Lane and Clark Kent, established 1993. What other sprinkled clues in this story gives us the answers that changing Lois wins? Besides Forrest letting us know in his comic books story. We are looking for a wonderful corpse of discovery. We are looking for a wonderful corpse of discovery. So if we followed the hints and clues precisely, they lead us to the two people keeping Forrest's secret. Clark Kent is one of them. The beautiful, ugly Aunt Esther is the other one keeping Forrest's secret. Aunt Esther is the homely girl on Forrest Fenn's secret grave marker.
Who you calling ugly, sucker? You.
Aunt Esther was the bronze goddess of fire. The treasure chest had bronze 3D female figures. The search area goes all the way to Alberta, Canada. Aunt Esther's name is Alberta PLO. The Bible-thumping Aunt Esther always kept a Bible close to her chest. Forrest, the treasure chest, probably once held a Bible. Aunt Esther, the bronze goddess of fire, used to set her body ablaze. Forrest, if you've been wise and found the blaze. Aunt Esther was Forrest's homely girl dedication to the French soldier. Forrest Fenn's secret dedication that he went in alone to do to honor the ghost of the lost and forgotten soldier and soldiers of all wars. My war for me. Besides all of that, how do we know that this is Forrest's secret cross? Forrest's church was in the mountains. This is Forrest's 2 cents. This was the big one of many hints. Fort Sill equaled Palisades Sill. Fort, Clark, Kent, all the hints were there. Some of the landmarks that identify the grave marker at Palisades Sill, clear down to the cemetery 2 miles distance. Clear Creek down to the grave marker at Palisades Sill is exactly 2 miles distant. The clues for Cimarron Canyon were many, even with distances. If you've been wise, I was hiding behind a large ponderosa near the target, 1.5 miles away. How does Mountain Man fit in? Mountain Man rendezvous. What does it mean to go rendezvous? To meet someone, especially secretly, at a particular place. This is where to meet someone, especially secretly, at a certain place. Palisades Sill is the end is ever drawing nigh. The Mountain Man Old Face is right around the corner from Palisade Sill. From Palisade Sill, it's no place for the meek, the Mountain Man. The end is ever drawing nigh. Palisade Sill. From Palisade Sill, it is no place for the meek, the Mountain Man, Old Man Face. Palisade Sill is the search area and the final clue in the parking lot. Whoever was clever enough to figure out the poem and find his grave was welcome to rob it and take the treasure for themselves. The final clue, he said, would be where they found his car in the parking lot of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. To a secluded parking area that was surrounded by 10-foot-high oleander and Palo Verde trees. Definition: a palisade, 300 feet from the house. Palisade Sill Cliffs, a cliff has drawn to the end, 300 feet high. Palisade Sill. Dodging cars as they whizzed by was part of the thrill of the chase. This is the thrill of the chase, trying to retrieve the treasure chest in the middle of all of that chaos. That's the thrill of the chase. If you've been wise and found the blaze. Look quickly down. Your quest to cease. Cease, you end up back where you started. T.S. Eliot really said it for Forrest Fenns, and this should give you goosebumps. We shall not cease from our exploration. And the end of our exploring shall be to return where we started and know the place for the first time. But tarry scant. With marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. Clark Kent and Aunt Esther are both DC characters. Here's where Forrest hid his DC characters. Some of the words have calluses on them, although we really don't know what that means. You'll have to read the book and decide for yourself. The Who's Who callus is the definitive directory of the DC universe. Clark Kent and Aunt Esther were both DC characters. Marvel Gaze Remastered. This is Marvel Gaze, all of the Marvel characters he hid throughout the stories. For the person who solved Forrest Fenns' poem and treasure hunt, Forrest had something for that person in his vault. When you figured out the mid-channel fort was Palisade Sill in the middle of Cimarron Canyon, Forrest Fenn had a special gift for the actual person who solved the treasure hunt in his vault. Action Comics #1 Superman. That was the thrill in Forrest Fenns' life, why he created this treasure hunt. So if you figured out the extreme importance of the very first clue's meaning with a special hint that riches new and old was Palisade Sill, and the first clue precisely nailed down, if you followed the poem's 9 clues precisely, it would lead you to the end of Forrest's rainbow and the treasure. The 1978 movie scene 1.61 Thrill of the Chase was the title to the gold. Forrest's book, The Thrill of the Chase, clues lead to the 1978 Superman movie, scene 1.61, Thrill of the Chase. This was the title to the gold. So hear me all and listen good. The sermon at the grave marker. Your effort will be worth the cold, and the effort to dig up in a busy place. If you are brave, like Superman in The Brave and the Bold, at Superman's Fortress of Solitude, and the Superman movie, Thrill of the Chase scene 1.61, find Clark Kent. And in the wood, a palisade is made of a fence of wooden stakes. I give you title to the gold. Looking for Lois Lane and Clark Kent, Forrest Fenn told us of his secret plan, Dancing with the Stars. Lois Lane was almost on Dancing with the Stars. Grab every banana on the way by. I pluck a simple clue from each bunch and collect a Black Widow, an Iron Man, a Captain America, and a Hulk. Forrest realized this would make a marvelous movie. More than 8.25 miles, Santa Fe. Santa Fe is Eagle's Nest. So, from Eagle's Nest to Palisades Sill is 8.3 miles. More than the 8.25. Sometimes life is a game of poker, but occasionally you play blackjack. Palisades Sill picnic area. Bring a sandwich and a flashlight, because you have to retrieve the treasure chest at night. This was on the south side of the highway. South side of the highway. There were 34 postmarks for Devil's Mailbox in the Thrill of the Chase. The Devil's Mailbox is within sight of Palisades parking area northwest along the top of Palisades Sill. Although this 1938 postcard image was taken from a different perspective, from the south side of the highway, the post is clearly recognizable based on its relationship to the surrounding terrain. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where Forrest Fenn hid his secret grave marker, at Palisades Sill, Cimarron Canyon, New Mexico. Facebook told me my alternate character is Indiana Jones. I agree. He had the treasure stolen from him also. Alone into Palisades Sill, the Fortress of Solitude. Forrest Fenn gave us his memoir. A memoir is a window into a life by William Zinsser. Forrest Fenn's window into his life was Palisades Sill, so the clue window is exchanged for Palisades Sill. I used to raise the window that was at the side of my bed and put my pillow on the sill. I slept that way whenever I could. This is a story of Forrest Fenn surviving by himself at Palisades Sill when he was younger. And this story shows how to retrieve the treasure chest. 1 block north from the blaze up on the ridge. That's how to retrieve the treasure chest if you have the guts. At night, when it was dark with no moon. The FBI asked me for evidence, so this is the best I got for physical evidence. A glass jar I found about a foot underneath that grave marker. And I stopped digging because I thought it led to another clue. Kent and Esther became Canasta. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about Clark Kent. I didn't know anything about Esther. And I wasn't sure of myself because it was the first clue. It was the very first clue in the poem that solved it. So I doubted myself. But me doubting myself shouldn't lead to what happened at the end of the treasure hunt. So, anyways, Brandy Clark is the marble character that this bottle represents. And the bottle is one of Forrest Fenns' treasures. I have one of Forrest Fenns' treasures to offer into showing you evidence. So I thank you all. I'm done. Peace out. Take care.
बारिश की बूंदें टिप टिप आहिस्ता उतरे मलमल के पर्दे लहराए लहराए आकर चूमे मेरी आँखें याद ऐसे करीब आए हो दिखने लगे हैं बचपन के सारे